I knew right off the bat that the guys, meaning Jeffrey and Michael, wanted to expand the brand from the get-go. Like, yes, we were doing 4 issues of this women's magazine a year, but it wasn't just going to stop at that. That once we got our footing with the women's publications, we would do a magazine for men. I mean, it was always in the cards.
Look at me. Watch me. My eyes. On the runway. Watch me. Cover stories.
Jeffrey and I made the decision to launch SIR about 12 months ago. It was always part of the plan. The question was simply when, not whether or not we would. And there's huge support in the market, so it was just the right thing to do.
This is for SIR. Men are essentially out of the closet, to say, as when it comes to fashion. They don't mind being peacocks once again. The fastest growth category for clothing is men's fashion. The fastest growth category for cosmetics is men's skincare. So we thought, given the movement in the marketplace, that it's time to produce a men's fashion magazine.
Men today want an alternative to the magazines that are out there, and we're hopeful that SIR will be that alternative for people. And if it all goes well and we get Tom Ford on the cover, it's a great way to start. So certainly it would be a strong launch issue.
Oh yes, hi Donna, how are you? We're launching a new men's magazine, a very classy men's magazine. Yeah, so it's called SIR, and we'd love to do a story on, Elle and the lingerie line, and that, talking about, empowerment of women via lingerie and all that, the kind of thing that Elle really stands for. Jeannie with an I, not. Becker with a C, not. After like 20 years, you'd think they'd spell the name right. I'm such a diva. While the fashion television cameras were happy to capture an impromptu lingerie show right out on the street, I met up with Elle Macpherson at Holt Renfrew for her lingerie launch. Part of our interview was to be featured in the seduction department of the first issue of SIR.
Is that high enough up? It's just a real problem for me because of my hair.
Yeah, no, I think that's good. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Good, okay. Well, are we ready to go? Should we go out there? Well, let's go. I love that. Fashionably early rather than fashionably late, which we're always so guilty of.
Always on time.
All right, well,
we don't need to say
bother with that. Okay, and here we're all set up right down here.
Fantastic.
Very exciting time in the life of our city, as you all know, because it's the film festival, and what could be more glamorous than that, except for maybe Elle Macpherson, who has so kindly come to our city to show off her lingerie. It just is really some of the finest that, personally I've ever seen, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. Very exciting to have Elle here at Holt's for this exclusive launch.
This is something that I've been passionate about for a long time because I absolutely love lingerie. I truly believe in encouraging women to embrace their sexuality and embrace their sensuality. It's a very different perception of what is sexy. Often we get given these things and it's like, how am I supposed to wear this? I'm supposed to put it on for my boyfriend when he comes home with my high-heeled shoes and prance around, and I feel like an idiot. But I can be in a pair of jeans and a shirt, have on something like this with the shirt button undone, and it's just as sexy. And when I get undressed, I feel well in my skin, and I feel that my sexuality and sensuality comes from inside. It's not sort of a fake thing that I'm doing for the man.
With the film festival in full swing, it was a crazy time in Toronto, which only added to our already hectic schedule. Michael dropped by the Wire Image studio to make sure things were running smoothly.
So you happy?
I'm really happy, yeah. I think it's all coming together.
Content set up the portrait studio a couple of years back, and it's really a tool for personalities that are in town for the film festival to have their photo taken.
At any given time, we'll have 4 or 5 A-list personalities and their teams working here. So we have a DJ playing, and you can chill and just relax while they're waiting for their portrait.
Hopefully, we'll use some of those portraits for the next issue of Sir or FQ.
Where do you see all this going, the importance of fashion in our lives? Do you see that escalating?
I hope not. It's a fun thing, but I don't think it's that important. I mean, our health is important, our family is important, our well-being, you know, emotional well-being is important. Fashion is not important.
What can I say? You're a complete inspiration, Al. It's been such a pleasure talking with you. I wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much.
Appreciate that. He's so supportive.
Al McPherson, everybody.
For me, it's about the art and it's about the relationships, and in order to get the art, you need good relationships in order to make people feel comfortable. Actors talk about great directors and they're like, oh, I trust him and I just did anything he told me to do, sort of thing. It's the same with a photographer. You've got to get people to trust you in order to get the stuff that you want. There's not a lot of hype to someone like Isabella Rossellini. There's something very real about her. Very present. Someone like her is very easy to actually photograph because they're just there. Pierce is awesome. You know, he's that, you know, ultra good-looking, great guy, and you'd think when you look at a guy like that that they're not going to be like the nicest or they're not going to be as, you know, open or whatever, but that's not the case with Pierce. I mean, he's really, really funny. It's very cool because you get really great animated stuff, and it's such a counterpoint to, like, his good looks. The pictures look awesome. We're going to use one of the pictures of Pierce for Sir magazine for, I believe, the 2nd issue. It's a great shot.
We've got the portrait studio, a whole stack of people coming in today to get portraits. A number of significant personalities. Al McPherson, we're having her come in. So it's crazy. Ginny is on a flight, I think, at 10 in a couple of hours to New York for Fashion Week. I'm going to join her on Wednesday, and off we go. So there's no rest for the wicked, that's for sure.
I'm just looking after my light here. That's your responsibility. I will change. I think I've just got a jacket. That's my big change.
Working with Elle is like, you know, working with another artist because she gets it. It's not just her posing. It's kind of like, you know, she's thinking like, let's do good pictures. She's thinking like, let's try to do this. Let's try to do that. Let's look at the light. She really is working with you.
Oh, I bet the light's great down there.
We'd been trying to get Tom Ford for our cover with a feature interview inside, but we still didn't have confirmation. I took off for New York Fashion Week, hoping it would all come together. What a coup it would be to have Tom on the cover.
Cover stories.